really glad it was Julian and not me, because I don't think I would do as well with a lot of herbs whacked in my face.
It's supposed to be very good for the skin.
It's not that hot. It is a little hot. It's growing on me. All right, that's it. We are wrapping up a month in Cuenca. So this is a city that's famous for its mild weather, historic charm, and a very affordable lifestyle. So this place that we're at right now is just a few dollars, and we're gonna get a really solid amount of food.
So you guys know that we're always on the hunt for great value when we travel. We like to say that we're not budget travelers, but we're definitely budget minded.
So we don't mind spending a bit more. Maybe that's for a nicer Airbnb, maybe for a really great excursion, but we always want to know that we're going to get great value for our spend. So we think this place is just incredible. It's probably the nicest apartment we've ever stayed in.
And we were really excited to test out how much value we could get for a month in Cuenca. This is a city that there's a lot of buzz about in blogs and vlogs. People say so many wonderful things about Cuenca, including that it's a place where your budget can go pretty far.
So we've spent the month here enjoying the very best of Cuenca. We've seen the sights, we've had great meals out, we've stayed in a truly amazing apartment. Now, of course, it's time to add it all up and see how much it costs. But before we dive into all of the details, we wanted to give a big hola and buenos dias to all you nomads. See how I'm working on my Spanish there?
So if you're new to our channel, I'm Gillian, this is Stephanie. We're traveling the world full time and sharing it with all of you as we go. We find that one of the best ways to get to know a new city is by doing a free walking tour within the first few days. So today we're kicking things off right in the heart of Cuenca. This is the historic district, and we've got so many colonial landmarks all around us, like this gorgeous cathedral over here, and this seminary that is actually the starting point for our walking tour. And now we're heading way up to catch the views from the top of the cathedral.
So we've made it to the flower market here in Cuenca. And of course, flowers are a very important export in Ecuador because of being at the equator. The flowers grow very, very well. And in particular, roses grow with very long, straight stems. So looking around, I can see right away, the flowers here are just gorgeous. So we'll definitely have to pick up a couple bouquets while we're here in Cuenca. Tour has made its way into the main market of Cuenca, and this is the place to go if you want to buy anything. So prepared foods, if you want groceries, if you want household stuff, it's all here. So this market has all the stuff that you would expect, but now we're going into the aisle that has all the things related to healing and natural medicine and herbs that are supposed to do really good things for you, and maybe even some love potions our guide mentioned. So we're now passing through the oldest neighborhood of Cuenca, and it is really charming here. And not only that, it has an incredible view of the whole city. So I never pass up the chance to get to an interesting museum whenever I'm in a new city. So I wanted to check out this one here in Cuenca. Now, it's supposed to be a little bit different from the regular museum. They have all the usual stuff inside, all the historic artifacts, but then when you go outside, the grounds are actually made up of an Inca ruin. And that is very interesting because you don't normally find that right in the center of a city. So the inside of the museum is very nice. They've done an excellent job piecing together all sorts of cultural objects from all across Ecuador. If you can read Spanish, I think you'll get a lot out of the experience. And if, like me, you can't read Spanish, you just sort of do the best job you can piecing together the story. All right, now it's time for part 2 of my museum visit, which is taking a look at the Inca ruins outside the museum. Of course, there's really not that much left here anymore. They're just the foundation stones to some temples and other important buildings, but there is an incredible view. So you can really see why the Inca would have chosen this spot for their really important buildings. So one of the things that we just love about this market, it's not that it's just a couple blocks down from our place, and it's not just that this is where to come to get great local food and lots of fruits and veggies, is that if you come here on a Tuesday or a Friday, you can get a natural, traditional cleansing, and that's what we're gonna get right now.
I don't know what's in it, but it smells very strong.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm really glad that Gillian was able to take part in this very traditional healing, cleansing ceremony. And I'm really glad it was Gillian and not me, because I don't think I would do as well with a lot of herbs whacked in my face, but it looks very special, very unique.
No body part shall remain unslapped. It's time for the egg. It's time to see what the egg reveals. Well, that was certainly a unique experience, and I'm actually feeling very cleansed. So we've had a chance to check out what the city has to offer, but we also wanted to see what there is to do out of town. So we've come to Cajas National Park. It's less than an hour outside Cuenca, and it's supposed to have some amazing views.
All right, this is us. We're doing the pink route today, so it should be a couple hours of maybe a little mud, a little hills, some amazing views. So let's see what it has in store. So we have had a string of glorious, hot, sunny days in Cuenca, but today, the day we picked to go hiking, is actually very cloudy and there is a very chilly wind. But apparently that's what this park is famous for. It has very changeable weather. So fortunately, we brought a lot of clothing options for the day.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen trees like this before. So you might have noticed that we don't have Jasper and Huxley with us, and that's because dogs aren't allowed in the national park. But we'll be sure to tell them all about it when we get back.
Jasper and Huxley, we miss you.
Well, this has just been a lovely morning hike. It's amazing to feel so far out in nature while we're so close to the city. And I would say this is definitely a day trip we would recommend while you're in Cuenca.
This place is so beautiful. So after a really long hike, what I love to do is just relax and feel really pampered. Now, fortunately, just outside of Cuenca, there are all these natural thermal waters, and what you get with thermal waters is, of course, a spa. So I have come today to a very luxurious spa, and as a little treat, I'm not alone.
Yes, she dragged me along too. Just kidding, I wanted to come.
All right, so we're gonna go inside and check out this spa. Wow, this is definitely the nicest spa I've ever been in. It's amazing here.
And now we're enjoying the drawer baths, where I'm all sealed in here in a box of steam, and I might look a little ridiculous, but it's very relaxing.
Okay, now for the underground pool. So there's one hot and one that's kind of freezing cold. So I think I know where I'm going to be spending most of my time. Test which one this is. Hot. It's hot. Wow.
Getting steamed up in here.
How's the mud today?
It's a nice temperature. making my own mud mask. It's supposed to be very good for the skin. How do I look?
Beautiful.
Well, I think Stephanie picked the perfect spot for our spa day.
All right, let's talk food in Ecuador. So we have come out right at noon, the busiest time of day, on the hunt for some street snacks. There are certain snacks that we have been seeing all over town. They look really yummy, and that's what we wanted to try today. Okay, so this is a snack I've been really excited to try. I've seen this everywhere and it looks really tasty. Look at this. I have no idea how to begin eating this. Okay. So I think this snack is called cevichos. So ceviche is ceviche. It's considered like a cold soup here in Ecuador, and usually it has fish in it, but this one is more of a snacking variety. So we have popcorn, we've got beans, we've got plantains on top, we've got a little bit of kind of like an onion salad here, and then the whole thing has been bathed in tomato juice. So this is going to be something really interesting to try. I'm actually not really sure how to get started. It's quite a lot of different things in here. I think this is also a very time-sensitive snack because the longer you wait, the soggier it gets. So let's give it a go. Whoa. This snack is all about the texture and that tomato juice. It's crunchy, it's salty, it's savory. I can really see why the kids like this as their after-school snack.
Well, the snack that I decided to try is this green beverage. No idea what it is, but we've been seeing it around town, and I suspect maybe there's some mango in it, maybe some lime, and it has, oh yeah, it's a salted rim, so it's kind of like a mocktail. It's nice and chilly. Oh, it's quite sour and tangy, so it's definitely one of those green mangoes. To be honest, it's kind of getting stuck in the straw. I think I'm just gonna have to drink it the old-fashioned way. It's very sour, but actually quite refreshing and nice, so I'm happy with my snack.
So for lunch, we have come to one of the most popular Almuerzo spots in town. So an Almuerzo is that really big set lunch that you can get. This place that we're at right now is just a few dollars, and we're gonna get a really solid amount of food. Wow, this looks great. So right away, our soup has arrived, and it is looking like a vegetable soup with some little tiny matchstick potatoes in there. Let's take a look and see what it is. Always a discovery. I want to say broccoli, hot and really tasty. Of course, for a little added texture, we can throw in the popcorn. And this is something I've just been introduced to here in Ecuador. I've never put popcorn in my soup before, but I found that it does provide a nice little crunchy texture to it. A little bit like a crouton. Delicious. So with no further ado, our main has arrived, and it looks like a very hearty lunch. So we have like the chicken breast with a little sauce on it. We have some little bits of potato, a little avocado with onion is kind of like maybe a salad. And then of course we have a lot of rice. And the rice is the thing that's gonna really fill you up. So let's give this a taste. So I've got a little chicken and sauce. That's really good. It's very well cooked, just perfect. And I think the sauce is kind of a mushroom base, so it's really savory. And of course, no lunch in Ecuador would be complete without a little bit of ají on the table. So this is kind of like a little hot sauce. Let's see how hot it is. It's not that hot. It is a little hot. It's growing on me. So there's a little heat there, but it's pretty good. I can handle it, and it absolutely gives a nice hit of flavor to this rice and to the chicken.
Okay, we're back at the market again, but this time we're here for dinner, and what I have in mind is going to be a pretty substantial meal. It's Hornado, which is roasted pork with all the fixings. It's a specialty here in Ecuador, and I'm going to give one of the most popular spots a try. Okay, wow, this is one healthy serving of food. Of course, we've got the pork and this beautiful crispy skin. And then just look at all these different sides. So there's hominy, there's salad, and my favorite, which is the japingachos, which are like potato patties with cheese, and they're very popular across Ecuador. We're definitely getting the full market experience here today. Get a little japingacho and a little pork. Oh yeah, that is super savory. It's been soaked with all the juices, so tender. I mean, this meal is definitely gonna satisfy me and then some. Okay, everything that we've shared so far has been very affordable, but there's always one category of spending that stands out, and that's our Airbnb. Now, we typically get a lot of feedback from locals and residents about how much we pay for our Airbnbs. And of course, if you're staying in a city long term, you can absolutely get a place for much cheaper.
So in our case, we're staying short term. It's just a month, and we need a fully furnished apartment. And not just fully furnished, I mean, we also want a nicely furnished place. We want it to be somewhere where we can feel really comfortable. And a lot of times what that means is that we end up really overpaying versus the local rates. So let's check out our gorgeous apartment here in Cuenca, and you be the judge. Did we get the great value that we're looking for? All right, here we go, guys. So we think this place is just incredible. I mean, it's probably the nicest apartment we've ever stayed in. So we're talking 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 3 balconies, and then we've got this lovely open concept living room, dining room, kitchen space. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Now, of course, it's way more space than we actually need, but we were more than happy to take it. Now, if you would like the full in-depth tour with all of the details, then you should definitely check out our first day in Cuenca video.
And that's a month in Cuenca.
There it is. And you know, I can really see the appeal of this place, especially for the longer term residents.
For sure.
Yeah.
So if you're an expat or a digital nomad or someone looking to settle in for a while, Cuenca's got a lot to offer.
Yeah, there's a nice lifestyle here for sure, and it is available at what I would say is a very good price.
But for slow travelers like us, I would say that there aren't as many of those big tourist attractions.
Yeah, this city, it's really more about taking in the charm of the historic center, enjoying the restaurants, maybe getting in a few day trips.
Now, all that said, we spent a whole month here and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah.
So let's get into how much it cost.
All right, kicking things off with entertainment. So this one came in at what I would say is a very, very reasonable $48.
Yeah, so much of what we did was free. The museum was free, Cajas Park was free.
So we basically spent a little on the walking tour. There was that unforgettable cleansing that you had in the market.
And the biggest ticket item was the spa, although it was still a good deal because we got a 2-for-1 promotion.
It's always deal hunting. Okay, now we did have to get around to a few places, so we ended up spending $52 on transportation.
So some of this was for the cab to the spa, and the rest was for our drive to Cajas National Park, although you can totally take the bus for just a few dollars.
Yeah, yeah. So generally I would say this is a very walkable city. Really, everywhere we wanted to go, we could get to on foot.
And we did a lot of walking.
Yeah.
So let's move on to dining out, our favorite category.
Yes, okay. So for this one, we usually ate out one meal every single day, but we could do that because dining out was just so inexpensive here.
Just can't get enough of those $3 almuerzos.
So our total spend was just over $300, which I would say is very inexpensive compared to what we would normally spend in a month on dining out.
But we also did a lot of cooking at home.
Yeah, we sure did. So our total spend on groceries was just about $400.
Next up is a category that we don't often talk about, but it's good for all you long-term travelers to be aware: medical and dental.
Yeah, okay, so while I was here, I got an x-ray of my teeth. It was just $20, and then I got a full cleaning of my teeth for just $30.
Amazing.
So obviously this is a total bargain versus whatever I would be paying at home.
Sure. Okay, let's talk about this very luxurious Airbnb. It's a spacious apartment in a great location right in the middle of the city.
Yeah, and all we paid was just $1,200, which I think is just amazing.
I mean, I know we're paying totally inflated Airbnb prices, but I still think it's incredible value.
Yeah, definitely. All right, our total spend for a month here in the city of Cuenca was just over $2,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
We haven't paid this little for a month since we were in Albania, actually.
Yep.
And this apartment is way bigger and way nicer than our apartment in Tirana.
Which was still, it was still a very decent place.
It was nice.
Okay, to answer the question, yes, we can say that Cuenca is a very, very affordable city. Now, if you want the full and complete tour of this gorgeous apartment, bedrooms, balconies, you name it.
Plus that secret back exit all the way down to the river.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to see how we've been getting to the river every day. It's quite nice. Anyway, you can just click on the next video right over here.